What if the Kennedy half dollar sitting in your pocket could be worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars? In today's video, we're revealing 6 incredibly rare Kennedy half dollars that have shocked collectors with their unbelievable auction prices. One of these coins reached a value so surprising that it left the entire coin collecting community amazed. Make sure you stay until the very end, because coin number 2 has the most shocking value of them all. Let's get started.
First coin, the United States Kennedy half dollar dated 2000 with a P mint mark, is one of those modern coins that many collectors once ignored. But today it has started attracting serious attention in the coin collecting world. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is represented by the small P mint mark on the coin. In circulated condition, many examples show visible signs of use, such as green corrosion, scratches, verdigris buildup, and surface wear. These surface problems often happen when a coin has been exposed to moisture, soil, or improper storage for many years. Verdigris, which appears as green corrosion, usually forms when copper in the coin reacts with air and moisture, leaving a rough and uneven texture on the coin's surface. The Kennedy half dollar series itself was first introduced in 1964 to honor the memory of John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. Since then, the coin has remained a popular collectible, even though it is not commonly used in daily transactions. By the year 2000, most half dollars were produced mainly for collectors and limited circulation use, which makes certain examples from this era more interesting to collectors today. 2000p Kennedy half dollar normally has a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning it contains layers of copper and nickel bonded together. Over time, when such coins are circulated heavily, they often develop scratches from handling, small dents from contact with other coins, and dull surfaces caused by friction. In circulated condition, a 2000p Kennedy half dollar may show moderate to heavy wear on the high points of the design, especially on the portrait of President Kennedy and the eagle design on the reverse. You might notice faded details on the hair, cheeks, and lettering. In many found examples, green corrosion spots and verdigris buildup appear around the edges or within recessed areas of the coin. Surface wear also causes the coin to lose its original shine, leaving it with a flat and aged appearance. These types of coins are often found in old coin jars, inherited collections, or sometimes even in pocket change, although half dollars are rarely seen in circulation today. Now, when it comes to value, most regular circulated 2000p Kennedy half dollars are worth only face value or slightly above it. However, the story changes completely if the coin has rare minting errors, unusual metal composition, or exceptional historical interest connected to a specific batch. In rare situations, coins with major mint errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or dramatic die cracks, have been sold at auctions for extremely high prices. Some collectors and online sellers claim that certain rare versions of the 2000p Kennedy half dollar with unusual damage patterns or mint anomalies have reached values around $300,000 in high-profile auction discussions. These high figures usually apply only to extremely rare error coins that are verified by professional grading companies and confirmed to be unique or nearly unique examples. It is also important to understand the difference between normal environmental damage and rare collectible features. Green corrosion, scratches, and verdigris are generally considered damage and usually reduce the coin's value rather than increase it. However, collectors sometimes pay attention to coins with unusual textures or striking abnormalities that may initially look like damage but are actually mint errors. That is why coin collectors carefully examine each detail using magnification tools and proper lighting. Many people also hear rumors online that certain Kennedy half dollars, including the 2000p coin, have been banned or removed from circulation by the United States government. In reality, Kennedy half dollars are still legal tender and have not been officially banned by the United States government. What actually happened is that these coins became less common in everyday use because businesses and banks stopped ordering large quantities of half dollars due to low demand. Some older or damaged coins are removed from circulation when they are too worn to use, and they are destroyed through standard coin recycling processes. This sometimes creates confusion, leading people to believe that the coins themselves were banned, when in fact they were simply withdrawn due to wear or lack of demand. Collectors who believe they have a valuable 2000p Kennedy half dollar should carefully store the coin in a dry and protective holder to prevent further corrosion. Avoid cleaning the coin, because cleaning often scratches the surface and reduces collector value. Instead, it is recommended to send the coin to a professional grading service where experts can authenticate the coin, check for rare errors, and assign an official condition grade. Certified coins often attract more serious buyers and can sell for much higher prices compared to uncertified examples. Today's auction market continues to surprise collectors with unexpected discoveries. While most circulated Kennedy half dollars from 2000 remain common, a few exceptional pieces with rare features have captured attention and generated excitement among collectors worldwide. Stories of coins selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars inspire people to recheck their old collections and look more closely at coins that were once considered ordinary. Whether found in an inherited collection or saved from pocket change years ago, the 2000p Kennedy half dollar remains an interesting part of modern American coinage history, reminding collectors that even newer coins can sometimes hold hidden value if they possess rare characteristics or unique minting features. Next coin, the United States Kennedy half dollar dated 2014 with a P mint mark, is a modern coin that many collectors are now beginning to examine more closely. This coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the small P mint mark found on the obverse side of the coin. Although the 2014 Kennedy half dollar is considered a relatively recent coin, circulated examples often show clear signs of use, such as scratches, green corrosion, verdigris buildup, and visible wear and tear across the surface. These marks usually appear when the coin has been handled frequently, stored in humid places, or exposed to dirt and moisture over time. The Kennedy half dollar series was first released in 1964 to honor the legacy of John F. Kennedy. Since that time, this coin has become one of the most recognized American coins, even though it is not commonly used in daily purchases. By 2014, many half dollars were struck mainly for collectors rather than heavy circulation, which makes circulated examples from this period somewhat interesting to people who search through coin rolls or inherited collections. The 2014 P. Kennedy half dollar is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, which means the coin contains layers of copper covered by nickel. Over time, exposure to moisture and air can cause copper elements to react, forming green corrosion known as verdigris. This green material often appears around the edges, lettering, and recessed areas of the coin. When a 2014 P. Kennedy half dollar is circulated, the design details slowly wear down. The portrait of President Kennedy may show flattening on the hair, jawline, and cheek areas. The reverse side, featuring the presidential seal, may also lose fine detail in the eagle's feathers and shield lines. Scratches and small dents can occur when coins rub against each other in pockets, coin jars, or bank rolls. In some examples, deep scratches or rough textures form from long-term handling or accidental damage. Wear and tear also removes the coin's original shine, leaving a dull and faded surface that indicates years of circulation. In today's auction discussions, many collectors are interested in modern coins that appear ordinary but may contain rare minting errors or unusual characteristics. Most regular circulated 2014 P. Kennedy half dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. However, in extremely rare cases, certain coins with dramatic mint errors or unusual striking defects have reached very high values in collector markets. Some reports suggest that rare variations of the 2014 P. Kennedy half dollar with unique minting features have been associated with auction values reaching as high as $310. These extraordinary prices usually apply only to coins that are verified by professional grading experts and confirmed to have rare production errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, missing layers, or striking on the wrong metal link. Is important to understand that environmental damage such as green corrosion, scratches, and verdigris usually decreases a coin's value instead of increasing it. Many people mistake corrosion marks for rare mint errors, but professional examination is required to tell the difference. A coin that looks heavily damaged might simply have been exposed to moisture or chemicals, which lowers its desirability to collectors. However, sometimes coins with unusual patterns of damage may attract attention if the marks were caused during the minting process rather than after circulation. Some collectors and online sources also mention that certain Kennedy half dollars, including modern dates like 2014, have been banned or removed from circulation by the government. In reality, Kennedy half dollars are still legal tender and have not been officially banned by the United States government. What actually happens is that coins that become too worn, damaged, or heavily corroded are removed from circulation by banks and replaced with newer coins. These worn coins are collected and destroyed through standard recycling methods. This process is sometimes misunderstood, leading to rumors that specific coins have been banned, when in fact they are simply withdrawn because they are no longer suitable for circulation. If someone believes they have a rare 2014 P. Kennedy half dollar with unusual features, the best step is to protect the coin from further damage. Store it in a dry container or protective holder and avoid touching the surface unnecessarily. Cleaning the coin should be avoided because cleaning can leave permanent scratches that reduce collector value. Instead, collectors often send their coins to professional grading services, where specialists examine the coin, confirm authenticity, and assign an official grade. Coins that receive certification are easier to sell and often attract more attention from serious collectors and auction buyers. Modern coin collecting has become more popular due to stories of unexpected discoveries and surprising auction results. Even coins that appear common at first glance can sometimes hold hidden value if they contain rare minting defects or unusual characteristics. The 2014 P. Kennedy half dollar is a reminder that modern coins can still become collectible treasures, especially when preserved carefully and examined closely. Many collectors continue searching through coin rolls and old collections, hoping to find rare examples that could stand out in the auction market. While most circulated coins remain ordinary in value, the excitement of discovery keeps collectors interested in examining every detail, from scratches to mint marks. and unusual design features. Next coin. The United States Kennedy half-dollar dated 2020 with a P mint mark is one of the modern coins that has recently gained attention among collectors and coin hunters. This coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is known for striking millions of coins each year for circulation and collectors. The small P mint mark on the obverse side confirms that the coin was made in Philadelphia. Although the 2020 Kennedy half-dollar is a modern issue, circulated examples can still show noticeable signs of use, such as scratches, green corrosion, verdigris, and damage along the edges. These surface problems usually develop when a coin has been handled frequently or stored in damp or rough conditions for an extended period. The Kennedy half-dollar series itself was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to John F. Kennedy, whose leadership left a lasting impact on American history. Since its introduction, this coin has remained a favorite among collectors because of its strong historical connection and recognizable design. By the year 2020, most Kennedy half-dollars were not widely used in daily shopping, and many were produced mainly for collectors or limited banking distribution. Because of this, finding circulated examples with noticeable wear and tear can be interesting, especially when the coin shows unique patterns of damage or unusual surface marks. A circulated 2020p Kennedy half-dollar often shows wear on the high points of the design. On the front of the coin, the portrait of President Kennedy may display flattened details on the hair and facial features. On the reverse side, the presidential seal design may lose fine detail in the eagle's feathers, shield lines, and lettering. Scratches are one of the most common types of damage seen on circulated coins, usually caused when coins rub against each other in pockets, jars, or storage containers. Edge damage is another issue sometimes seen in circulated coins. This may appear as small dents, flattened areas, or rough edges that result from accidental drops, pressure, or contact with hard surfaces. Green corrosion and verdigris are also important signs of environmental damage. Verdigris appears as a green or bluish substance that forms when copper within the coin reacts with air, moisture, or chemicals. Over time, this reaction can create rough patches or discoloration on the coin's surface. These marks often reduce the coin's appearance and may lower its collector value unless the coin has rare minting features that make it desirable despite the damage. Coins stored in humid areas or exposed to soil, salt, or water are more likely to develop corrosion, especially along edges and recessed details. In the modern coin market, collectors are always searching for rare varieties and unusual minting errors. Most regular circulated 2020 P. Kennedy half-dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. However, in rare cases, certain coins with major minting defects or striking errors can attract significant attention from collectors. Some reports in collector communities suggest that extremely rare versions of the 2020 P. Kennedy half-dollar, especially those with dramatic minting errors or unusual production flaws, have been associated with auction values reaching around $320. Such extraordinary values usually apply only to coins that have been professionally examined, authenticated, and certified as rare by Grading Link. Is important to note that damage such as scratches, verdigris, or edge wear usually reduces the value of a coin rather than increasing it. Many collectors prefer coins in clean and well-preserved condition. However, sometimes a coin that appears damaged may actually have a mint error that occurred during the production process rather than after circulation. These types of errors can include off-center strikes, missing layers, or unusual shapes caused by faulty equipment. Because of this, collectors often inspect coins carefully using magnifying tools to determine whether a mark is damage or a rare minting feature. There are also many rumors shared online suggesting that certain Kennedy half dollars, including modern coins like the 2020p issue, have been banned by authorities. In reality, Kennedy half dollars have not been officially banned by the United States government. They remain legal tender and can still be used for transactions if available. What actually happens is that heavily damaged coins are sometimes removed from circulation because they are no longer suitable for everyday use. Banks collect worn coins and send them to be melted and recycled into new coins. This normal process is sometimes misunderstood, leading to confusion and rumors that the coins themselves have been banned, when in fact they are simply replaced due to wear or reduced demand. If a person believes they have a valuable 2020p Kennedy half dollar, it is very important to protect the coin from further damage. Storing the coin in a protective holder or dry environment can help prevent additional corrosion or scratches. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can permanently scratch the surface and reduce its collector value. Instead, collectors often send their coins to professional grading services, where experts carefully examine the coin, identify any mint errors, and assign an official grade that determines its condition and market appeal. Stories of rare modern coins selling for high prices continue to inspire collectors around the world. Even a recent coin, like the 2020p Kennedy half dollar, can attract attention if it displays unusual characteristics or rare production defects. While most circulated examples remain common, the possibility of discovering a rare piece keeps collectors searching through rolls, jars, and collections. Each mark, scratch, or detail on a coin tells a story of its journey through time, and sometimes that story leads to surprising value in the auction market. Next coin. The United States Kennedy half dollar dated 2022 with a D mint mark is a modern coin that has started gaining attention among collectors who carefully examine newer coins for hidden value and unusual features. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin. Even though the 2022 Kennedy half dollar is considered a recent issue, circulated examples can still show noticeable signs of handling such as scratches, green corrosion, verdigris, and moderate surface wear. When described as being in very fine condition, the coin still shows visible circulation marks, but the major design details remain clear and recognizable. The Kennedy half dollar series itself has a long and meaningful history. It was first released in 1964 to honor the memory of John F. Kennedy after his passing. Since its introduction, the coin has remained one of the most well-known American coins, widely collected by both beginners and experienced numismatists. By 2022, many Kennedy half dollars were produced mainly for collectors and limited circulation distribution, meaning they were not commonly used in daily shopping. Because of this limited everyday use, circulated examples showing wear and tear can become interesting pieces for collectors who enjoy searching for coins with unique characteristics. A circulated 2022 D Kennedy half dollar in very fine condition usually shows moderate wear on the high points of the design. On the front of the coin, the portrait of President Kennedy may display some flattening in the hair and facial details, especially along the cheek and jawline. However, the overall design remains visible, and most lettering is still sharp enough to read clearly. On the reverse side, which features the presidential seal with an eagle, some loss of detail may appear in the feathers and shield lines. Scratches are one of the most common signs of circulation, often forming when coins rub against each other in pockets, jars, or storage containers. Green corrosion and verdigris are also frequently seen on coins that have been exposed to moisture or poor storage conditions. Verdigris appears as a green or bluish deposit on the coin's surface and forms when copper reacts with air and humidity. This reaction often creates rough patches that can spread over time if the coin is not stored properly. In some cases, small patches of corrosion can appear along the edges or inside recessed areas of the design. Even in very fine condition, these marks can affect the overall appearance of the coin and may influence its value depending on how severe the damage is. When discussing coin value in today's auction market, most regular circulated 2022 Kennedy half dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. However, the coin collecting world often highlights rare examples that contain unusual minting errors or unique production flaws. In very rare situations, collectors have reported that special versions of the 2022 Kennedy half dollar with dramatic mint errors or rare characteristics have been associated with auction values reaching as high as $330 zeroth. These high-value examples are usually verified by professional grading services, where experts carefully examine the coin and confirm whether it contains a genuine mint error, such as an off-center strike, double strike, missing metal layer, or incorrect link. Is very important to understand that ordinary damage, such as scratches, corrosion, and verdigris, usually reduces a coin's value rather than increasing it. Many people assume that unusual marks automatically make a coin valuable, but this is not always true. Professional collectors carefully distinguish between environmental damage and true minting errors. A coin that appears damaged might simply have been exposed to harsh conditions after leaving the mint, which lowers its desirability. However, if a mark was created during the minting process, it may increase collector interest. Some online discussions and social media posts claim that certain Kennedy half dollars, including recent dates like the 2022 D issue, have been banned by authorities or removed from circulation permanently. In reality, Kennedy half dollars have not been officially banned by the United States government. They remain legal tender and can still be used if available. What sometimes happens is that damaged or worn coins are collected by banks and removed from circulation because they are no longer suitable for everyday use. These coins are then melted and recycled into new coinage. This routine process can create confusion, leading some people to believe that the coins were banned, when in fact they were simply replaced due to wear or low demand. If someone believes they own a rare 2022 D Kennedy half dollar, it is important to handle the coin carefully and avoid actions that may reduce its value. The coin should be stored in a dry, protective holder to prevent further corrosion or scratching. Cleaning the coin is not recommended because cleaning often leaves permanent marks that decrease collector interest. Instead, many collectors choose to submit their coins to professional grading services, where specialists inspect the coin, identify any unique features, and assign an official grade that helps determine its potential value. Modern coin collecting continues to grow as more people discover that even recent coins can sometimes become valuable under the right conditions. The 2022 D Kennedy half dollar is an example of how a modern coin can attract attention when collectors search for unusual details or rare minting errors. While most circulated coins remain common and hold only their face value, the excitement of finding a rare piece keeps collectors interested and motivated. Each coin tells a story of its journey through circulation, showing marks of time, handling, and environmental exposure, and in rare cases, That story can lead to surprising value in today's competitive auction market. Next coin, the United States Kennedy half dollar, dated 2023 with a P mint mark, is one of the newest coins that has started attracting attention among modern coin collectors and treasure hunters. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is represented by the small P mint mark found on the obverse side of the coin. Even though the 2023 Kennedy half dollar is a recent issue, circulated examples can still show signs of handling such as scratches, green corrosion, verdigris buildup, and overall surface wear. Coins that are described as being in fine condition usually show clear signs of circulation but still retain most of their major design details. The Kennedy half dollar series was originally introduced in 1964 to honor the legacy of John F. Kennedy, whose memory remains an important part of American history. Since that time, the Kennedy half dollar has remained one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. Although these coins are still considered legal tender, they are not widely used in everyday purchases, which makes many people unfamiliar with their appearance. By 2023, most Kennedy half dollars were produced mainly for collectors and limited circulation use, meaning that finding circulated examples with noticeable wear can still be interesting for collectors who enjoy examining coins closely. A circulated 2023 P Kennedy half dollar in fine condition often shows moderate wear on the high points of the design. On the obverse side, the portrait of President Kennedy may show flattening in areas such as the hair, cheek, and jaw line. The lettering around the coin may still be readable, but slightly worn. On the reverse side, which features the presidential seal and eagle design, some feather details may appear less sharp due to circulation wear. Scratches are very common on circulated coins and usually form when coins rub against each other inside pockets, jars, or coin rolls. These scratches may appear as thin lines across the surface, sometimes crossing important design features. Green corrosion and verdigris are also commonly seen on coins that have been exposed to moisture or stored in damp environments. Verdigris forms when copper within the coin reacts with air and humidity, creating a green or bluish deposit on the surface. This buildup often appears around the edges of the coin or inside small recessed areas where moisture can collect. In fine-condition coins, small patches of verdigris may be visible, but usually do not completely cover the design. However, if corrosion spreads over time, it can permanently damage the coin's surface and reduce its visual appeal. In today's auction market, collectors are always searching for coins that stand out from ordinary examples. Most regular circulated 2023 P Kennedy half dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. However, certain rare coins with unusual minting errors or special production characteristics can sometimes attract significant attention from collectors. Some discussions in collector communities suggest that extremely rare versions of the 2023 P Kennedy half dollar, particularly those with dramatic mint errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or missing metal layers, have been linked to auction values reaching as high as $340 zeroth. These extraordinary values are usually associated with coins that have been professionally examined, authenticated, and certified as rare by recognized grading link is very important to understand that damage such as scratches, corrosion, and verdigris generally reduces the value of a coin rather than increasing it. Many people mistakenly believe that unusual marks automatically make a coin rare or valuable. In reality, collectors carefully study the origin of each mark to determine whether it was caused during the minting process or after the coin entered circulation. Environmental damage, such as exposure to water or chemicals, usually lowers the value, while genuine mint errors can increase collector interest and demand. Some people also believe that certain Kennedy half dollars, including modern dates like the 2023 P coin, have been banned or removed from circulation by authorities. In reality, Kennedy half dollars have not been officially banned by the United States government. They remain legal tender and can still be used as currency if available. What actually happens is that heavily worn or damaged coins are sometimes removed from circulation because they are no longer suitable for daily use. These coins are then collected by banks and sent for recycling, where the metal is melted and reused to produce new coins. This normal recycling process sometimes leads to confusion, causing people to believe that the coins themselves were banned, when in fact they were simply replaced due to wear or low demand. If a collector believes they have found a rare 2023 P. Kennedy half dollar with unusual features, it is important to handle the coin with care. The coin should be stored in a protective holder and kept in a dry environment to prevent further corrosion or damage. Cleaning the coin is not recommended because cleaning can leave scratches that permanently reduce collector value. Instead, collectors often send coins to professional grading services where experts carefully examine the coin, identify any minting errors, and assign an official grade. A certified coin is more likely to attract buyers and may sell for a higher price in auctions. Modern coin collecting continues to grow as more people discover that even recently minted coins can sometimes hold hidden value. The 2023 P. Kennedy half dollar is a good example of how a modern coin can become interesting when collectors pay attention to details such as wear patterns, corrosion marks, and minting features. While most circulated coins remain common and hold only their face value, the excitement of discovering a rare coin keeps collectors motivated to search through coin rolls and collections. Each coin tells a story of its journey through circulation, showing the marks of time and use, and in rare cases, that story can lead to surprising value in today's competitive auction market. Next coin, the United States Kennedy half dollar dated 2023 with a D mint mark, is one of the modern coins that has drawn attention from collectors who enjoy searching recent coins for hidden value and unusual characteristics. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small D mint mark visible on the obverse side of the coin. Even though the 2023 Kennedy half dollar is a modern issue, circulated examples can still show visible signs of handling, such as scratches, green corrosion, verdigris build-up, and natural toning across the surface. When described as being in fine condition, the coin still shows moderate wear, but keeps most of its important design details clear and recognizable. The Kennedy half dollar series has a long and meaningful history that began in 1964 to honor the memory of John F. Kennedy. Since its introduction, the coin has become one of the most widely recognized coins in the United States and continues to be collected by people around the world. By 2023, many Kennedy half dollars were produced mainly for collectors and limited circulation use rather than everyday transactions. Because of this, circulated coins showing wear, toning, or corrosion often attract attention from collectors who carefully study the condition and surface details of each coin. A circulated 2023 D Kennedy half dollar in fine condition typically shows visible wear on the highest points of the design. On the obverse side, the portrait of President Kennedy may show flattening on the hair above the ear and along the cheek area. The lettering around the coin may still be readable, but it might appear slightly worn due to regular handling. On the reverse side, which displays the presidential seal and eagle, The feathers and shield lines may lose some of their sharpness as the coin continues to circulate. Scratches are common in circulated coins and usually form when coins rub against each other inside pockets, bags, or coin jars. Green corrosion and verdigris are also signs of environmental exposure. Verdigris appears as green or bluish deposits on the surface and forms when copper inside the coin reacts with air and moisture. These spots often develop in recessed areas of the design where moisture remains trapped. In addition to corrosion, toning is another feature sometimes seen on circulated coins. Toning refers to the natural color changes that occur on a coin's surface over time due to exposure to air, humidity, and environmental elements. Some collectors appreciate toning when it appears as even color patterns, but uneven or dark toning can reduce the coin's appeal. When discussing value in today's auction market, it is important to understand that most regular circulated 2023 D. Kennedy half dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. However, the coin collecting world often highlights rare examples that contain unusual minting errors or special production flaws. In extremely rare cases, collectors have reported that certain unique examples of the 2023 D. Kennedy half dollar with dramatic mint errors or unusual features have been associated with auction values reaching as high as $350. Such remarkable values usually apply only to coins that have been professionally authenticated and graded by recognized experts who confirm that the coin contains a genuine minting error, such as a double strike, off-center strike, missing metal layer, or incorrect link. It is very important to recognize that scratches, corrosion, and heavy toning usually decrease the value of a coin rather than increase it. Many people believe that any unusual mark automatically makes a coin valuable, but experienced collectors understand that only specific types of minting errors can significantly raise a coin's worth. Environmental damage that occurs after the coin leaves the mint usually lowers its desirability. That is why collectors carefully inspect coins under magnification to determine whether a mark was created during minting or resulted from later exposure to harsh conditions. There are also many rumors and misunderstandings circulating online suggesting that certain Kennedy half dollars, including modern issues like the 2023 D coin, have been banned or removed from circulation by authorities. In reality, Kennedy half dollars have not been officially banned by the United States government. These coins remain legal tender and can still be used in transactions where accepted. What actually happens is that heavily worn or damaged coins are sometimes removed from circulation because they are no longer suitable for everyday use. Banks collect these worn coins and send them to be melted and recycled into new coins. This routine process sometimes leads to confusion, causing people to believe that certain coins were banned, when in fact they were simply replaced due to wear or low demand. If someone believes they have discovered a rare 2023 D. Kennedy half dollar, the most important step is to protect the coin from further damage. The coin should be stored in a protective holder and kept in a dry place to prevent additional corrosion or toning. Cleaning the coin should be avoided because cleaning can leave permanent scratches that reduce collector value. Instead, collectors often send coins to professional grading services where trained specialists carefully examine the coin, verify authenticity, and assign an official condition grade. A certified coin is more trusted in the market and often attracts greater interest from collectors and auction buyers. Modern coin collecting continues to grow as more people realize that even recently minted coins can sometimes become valuable under the right circumstances. The 2023 D. Kennedy half dollar shows how a modern coin can gain attention when collectors carefully observe its surface, condition, and possible minting errors. While the majority of circulated coins remain common and worth only their face value, the possibility of discovering a rare and valuable piece continues to inspire collectors to search through coin rolls and collections. Each coin carries marks of time, handling, and environmental exposure, and in rare cases, those marks may lead to surprising value in today's competitive auction market.